Hi everybody, my name is Craig Pritchard. I'm a corporate IFA at Integrity365, and to mark Pension Awareness Day 2021 and also just the general increase in pension awareness within society, I just want to give you a bit of guidance around pensions and give you our 5-point plan around what you as an employee should be thinking about in relation to your pensions. Point 1. Engage with your pensions. The tools are now available to you. You no longer have to wait for the stuffy annual statements to come through in the post. Take advantage of your pension providers' online tools, the apps that are available, and really use these tools to help you understand where you're at from a pension perspective. Once registered, you can have a look to see what's gone into your pension, what it's worth, where you're invested, what it's going to give you in retirement. You can keep up to date with things like your nomination of beneficiary forms, but you can look at it at your leisure, generally 24/7. So it's a great way of really looking at your pension from time to time and understanding where you're at this point. So embrace technology. Don't wait for your annual statement. Point 2, review your contributions. It's very important that you look to increase your contributions where you can afford to do so. Too many of us are also enrolled into a pension scheme at a standard level, and we never review what we pay into it. It's too easy to be in the habit of just having an amount coming out of our pay month on month. But you really want to get into the habit of increasing your contributions, and I would say little and often. So what I mean by that is, depending on when or how often you get a pay review, look to try to put some of that pay increase into your pension before you start receiving it. Therefore, you don't miss it. So an extra 1 or 2% every year or every other year will help drive up what you're paying into your pension and what you're going to get out of it at retirement. Also, be sure you're maximizing what you receive from your employer. Your employer may operate at some form of matching or enhanced contribution, whereby you get a little bit more from them if you pay more. So really take advantage of that and take as much as you can from your employer to help boost your pension provision. Point 3, consider where your money is invested. This is the complicated one. Too many of us don't necessarily understand investments or have the time or inclination to do so. But what you get out of your pension at retirement is typically going to be driven by what's paid in and how the investments perform. Now, you may very well be invested into your pensions employer's default fund. You may have chosen your own investments. But what's really important is you review those over time. What you don't want to do is to be too cautiously invested when you're younger. Conversely, you don't want to be too aggressively invested as you get closer to the point you want to take your pension. So really think about where your money is invested. Are you maximizing it? Is the level of risk you've taken appropriate for your age and where you're at in your lifestyle, your lifetime? So give that some thought, really important one. And there's some great online tools available now, typically through pension providers, kind of outlining maybe what risk level you're at or what alternative investment funds are available. Point 4, consolidation. I'm sure, like me, throughout your working life, you built up many pension funds, and you may have lost touch with those pensions in terms of what they actually mean. What are they going to give you in retirement? And are they in the best place? I would see your pensions as a puzzle. At the moment, if you've got pieces scattered all around, you don't really know what the true picture looks like. So really try to consider whether you'll be better off consolidating them, so bringing them all into one. And care does need to be taken, because you need to be sure that you're not giving up any guarantees or maybe moving out of maybe a better pension to where you're looking to transfer into. So some guidance or advice may well be needed, but really trying to narrow your pensions down so you don't have a scattering lying around will help your understanding, because ultimately what you need to do is understand where you're at this point in time in terms of what you've accumulated and understand what it's going to give you in retirement. And you're only going to be able to do that if you understand where you're at in the current moment. So really understand where those different pieces of the puzzle are, what they're worth, who they're with, what charges you're paying, if there's any penalties for transferring, any guarantees, and then maybe look to bring those across into a single provider. Many of the workplace pension providers now offer a kind of no cost, no advice transfer service, which you may want to utilize, or you may want to engage with the likes of Integrity365, who can give advice on actual suitability of pension transfers, because it is a very important area. Point 5, consider what retirement looks like for you. For some of us, it may feel a million miles away. For others of us, it may be on the horizon, and we may have one eye on what we want to do at retirement. But for all of us, we're all going to have different views on when we're going to retire, what we need in retirement, what we're going to do in retirement. All of this will affect our finances. So you need to almost sit down and fast forward. What do I need? If I retire today, what income would I need to pay the bills? Because you're still going to have to pay maybe a mortgage, rent, council tax, utilities. What about the nice to haves, the holidays, the treats, the socializing, the emergency fund to cover the cost of unexpected, expenditure? What would you need if you retire today? And do that jointly. If you're in a relationship, what does it look like for you as a couple or in tandem? And then look at what pensions you have and what investments you have, because ultimately retirement is about creating wealth. Pensions are a great way of doing it because of the tax efficiencies, potentially the employer pension contribution you're receiving if you're in a workplace pension scheme. But also you can use ISAs, investments, property. It's all about having assets that you can call upon retirement. So really understand what you're going to need, what you've got at the present, and use online tools maybe to help you understand how you're going to bridge that gap. And don't forget to look at things like state pension. What is the state pension going to give you in retirement? Get your state pension forecast to understand what that means to you. Because again, going back to the kind of the jigsaw, the easier you have all these pieces fitted together, the easier it will be for you to have a true picture of where your retirement is at. Now, a couple of brief pointers there. Hopefully it's been useful. I could talk pensions all day, so could all of my colleagues within Integrity365. So if you need any more help, want to talk about anything, have any questions, comments, or need some help, please feel free to contact me. You can contact me on LinkedIn. You can come onto the Integrity365 website and contact me there. Myself and my colleagues will be delighted to help you around pensions or any other wider financial planning aspects. Have a great day.